Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the Mezco 1/12 collection Batman Supreme Knight action figure. Now this is part of a trilogy of Batman figures. They had a younger Batman figure, the Ascending Knight Batman, middle-aged Batman, the Sovereign Knight Batman, and now we've got the Supreme Knight Batman. This should be an older Batman figure. This is the standard release. This should be the gray and black version. There is also a blue PX exclusive version, and who knows, there might be a third variant. The other two had 3 variants, so I'm hoping for another one. So let's go and check out the packaging here. You can see at the top, Batman Supreme Knight. Got the big fat Batman logo, reminiscent of the Dark Knight Returns. 1/12. Side simply has a Batman logo here. The top, pretty much blank. Other side, same thing. At the bottom, totally blank. The back side, you can see the figure here. He's got a couple alternate heads, a whole bunch of bat gear, whole bunch of hands, a nice stand, and here he is in several different poses. So with no further ado, let's open it up. And I did end up getting 2 of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, and one of which to keep in my complete unopened 6 and 7 inch Batman action figure collection. Here it is, taking its rightful place in front of my Batman related comics with all my other unopened Batman action figures. As you can see, he's with a whole bunch of other Mezco figures. So now to open them up, and these Mezco figures have some of the most elaborate packaging you'd ever seen. So here he is, completely wrapped in plastic, not touched at all. Here it is with the outer plastic removed. And here he is with the outer sleeve removed in the window box packaging. And then here's the clamshell taken out of the window box packaging. Here he is with the front layer removed, finally exposing the figure. Then the next layer removed, exposing the stand and the baggie. And then the final layer removed, giving you access to everything. My whole point of doing this was to show you just how elaborate the Mezco packaging is. Alright, now that we got this guy out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out, and he does come with quite a bit. So for starters, he has an alternate cape, he's got a baggie to put your stuff in, he's got a collector stand, he's got 2 alternate heads, totaling 3 interchangeable heads, 9 alternate hands, totaling 11 hands. He's got 10 small gold batarangs. He's got a bundle of batarangs together. He's got a grapnel launcher with 3 different attachments. He's got a larger batarang. He's got an equalizer. Then he also has a karambit. So before we look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. So this is the 3rd in their Batman trilogy. This is an older, more seasoned Batman. He's got that stern look. You can see some sculpting on the brow there. Very short ears. Really liking that head so far. One thing really cool, the head is made with a very strong magnet. You can pull it up. That's how you change out the capes, I'd imagine. First time we've got an interchangeable cape from them, at least as far as the Batman figures go. Like I said, this thing is strong. Love that Batman symbol. Very reminiscent of the Dark Knight Returns. That huge fat bat symbol look to it. His suit, we've got some lines down there. Not too much going on. There is some on the side as well, and there's some texture in the middle here. Looking very nice. Big utility belt, all kind of different pouches and gear on there. Knee pads, shin pads. Notice he's got the sort of cleated boots. Once again, reminiscent of the Dark Knight Returns. Cape, pretty big, pretty nice. You can definitely adjust it by removing the head, changing how it folds in there. He's got an area to hold his grapnel at the back. He's got his gauntlets. This guy is looking excellent. And then here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. Every single Mezco 1/12 figure I've gotten comes with a little baggie like this. It is actually very useful because of how many accessories they come with. Now let's look at his stand. This is pretty much a flight stand. It's got a large base at the bottom with the Batman logo. It's got some articulation at the base here. It's got more articulation in the center. And then a little bit more articulation at the top here. And then it's got a clamp that'll hold your figure. This is the first base I've gotten from Mezco for a Batman figure that doesn't have all those clips on the top here to expand the cape. And that's because this guy comes with an alternate cape with a wire inside. And that thing looks amazing so far. Now let's check out his hands. And there are a total of 11 of them. The first hand I'd like to look at here, this is the only hand that he has one of. It's his right hand, his trigger finger hand. This here is obviously going to be used to hold his grapnel gun. Here he is with his first actual pair of hands. Here he is wearing his two fisted hands. Here he is with his two sort of open hands. These are the closest thing to relaxed hands at his sides. You could use him if he's reaching for something, picking something up, even typing at the computer. Here he is with his first pair of gripping hands. These have a very small grip to them and are going to be able to hold his batarangs. Here he is with his largest gripping hands. These are probably used to hold the equalizer. And here he is with his last pair of hands. These are a medium gripping hand that should be able to hold a variety of items. Now let's check out his heads. He has 3 different heads. One with a mask on and sort of regular semi-frowning expression. Another one angry and almost scary in the center. And then we've got the unmasked Bruce Wayne head with the gray hair, a little bit older, more seasoned Bruce Wayne. Here's his first, most standard head. This is the head I'm probably going to be using on him most of the time. Even though he's not as angry as the other one, he still does look angry and stern. So I guess the first head could be described as his angry head, and then this one could be described as his angrier head. Now his cowl has enough personality in itself to look angry. See his brow, it sort of just looks mad. But this one here, his mouth is open, he's literally grinding his teeth. And here he is with his unmasked Bruce Wayne head. Gray hair and older Bruce Wayne, looking excellent. And here are all 3 of the different Bruce Wayne heads. The young Bruce Wayne on the left, middle-aged in the center, and the older one on the right, completing Mezco's trilogy. So now let's check out his 2 capes and how they connect to the figure. So he has 3 removable heads, and they can all come off pretty easily here. Then his neck can also be removed. There's a very strong magnet in there, and that's how you swap out the capes. But not only that, you can swap out how you fold the cape on him. Here it is above his shoulders, but if you wanted to push it downward, reattach the neck, it would look like this. Pretty cool effect there. Remove the neck. You can remove this cape like so. And if you wanted to attach the other one, and this is the really nice cape. It's got a wire on the side. You can bend it any way you want. You can outstretch it like you wouldn't believe back here. Here are his 2 different capes outstretched. They are massive and they are gorgeous. So you can display him one of 3 ways. If you didn't want to have the cape on at all, you could do that. Perhaps he just took it off, and you know what? It actually looks pretty good like that. You can have him with his original cape. This is pretty standard. This is what pretty much all the Mezco capes have been like lately. Great material, lightweight, can flow very nicely, can drape over his shoulders like so, can be pulled back. Overall, very nice cape, but ain't nothing compared to the other one. And then you can have him with his other cape. This one has 5 bendy wires in it. And this is possibly one of my favorite Batman capes I've ever gotten. It is very nice. Like I said, it has 5 different wires. You can bend it over his shoulder like this. You can bend it forward, drape it down. You can have it sort of curled like the wind is pushing it. Wire here, 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 and here. 5 of them. Looking great. You can have him with his cape completely outstretched like so. It is massive. It looks great. These wires are very strong inside the cape. Combining his wire cape and the flight stand You can really get some cool poses out of him. Here he is coming down, gliding, getting ready to kick somebody. One negative thing about this cape, these two wires and this one are connected under the cowl and work pretty well. These other two wires aren't really connected here, and I can't really get it to work that way, so they're much less effective than the other ones, but they do keep the whole thing stretched out. You can definitely have him gliding with his wire cape outstretched over your city, just like he did in the Dark Knight films or the Arkham games. Now let's look at his smaller golden batarangs. He's got 10 of these individually, and then he's got a bundle of 3 of them together. You can see they're kind of sculpted like his fatter Dark Knight Returns bat symbol, with a little bit of sculpting detail on them. Here he is holding one of those smaller batarangs, getting ready to toss it. And his fingers are separated enough that if you wanted to hold multiple of these, he could do so. And here he is holding his bundle of 3 batarangs. I feel like they could even be in a little pile on his work area. And because of the color and the size, if you happen to drop one of these in your carpet, good luck ever finding it again. Now let's look at his larger batarang. You can see how much bigger it is than the gold batarangs. Has a nice little sculpt in the middle, a lot of details on it, pretty nice looking. Here he is holding the larger batarang. Now let's look at his grapnel launcher. This thing has a lot of different colors in it, black, silver, gold, a ton of sculpting detail. You can see the trigger on the handle. It's got a little hole here where the attachments can go on. Really nice piece. This thing can holster onto the back of his belt. And this grapnel launcher has 3 different attachments. Here he is holding the grapnel launcher with no attachments. Here he is with his first attachment with the claw inside. And then with the claw expanded, getting ready to be launched. And here he is with his line launched out of the grapnel. Now let's look at his karambit. This is a blade type device. You can see it's got a lot of detail on it. It's got the handle at the top here where he holds it. One thing really cool about this, it can sort of separate, fold itself over. I like that a lot. Pretty cool bat accessory. He can hold it like this with both blades out, or he can hold it with one blade out. And of course, like most of his devices, it resembles a bat symbol. Now let's check out this equalizer. Not exactly sure what an equalizer is. Could be some sort of sonic disruptor or electric device, but it looks really nice. You can see the handle there. Once again, this has black, silver, and gold. You can see the trigger in there. A lot of sculpting detail on this thing. The front has a little hole in there. Almost looks like you should be able to attach something, but nothing is included for that purpose. Here he is holding his equalizer, and I swear each accessory is intended to be used with a specific pair of hands. I have his trigger finger holding the trigger handle area and his open hand supporting the barrel. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to top, he's sitting at about 6.7 inches tall, which is going to translate to about 17 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, can rotate from side to side, can look up and down about that far. Shoulders are on a ball joint, they can go out a little bit more than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He does have a bicep cut below that. Looks like single jointed elbows in about that far, no rotation there. Does have rotation where the glove connects a little bit. So wrist can rotate around, and it's hinged as well. He's got ball joint here below the torso, and while we're looking at it, look at the damage on that bat symbol. Looks really nice. Can rotate here, can also go forward and back just a tiny bit. He's got another ball joint down here, can rotate just a little bit and go forward and back a little bit more than the other one. Legs can go out about that far, forward about that much, back not too much. They can swivel a little bit. I think it's in the joint here. I don't think he has a thigh cut. Double jointed knees go back pretty far. Can rotate a little bit where the boot connects. Then his feet here, of course, then go up and down. They can rotate and they can tilt and rock just a hair. If you wanted to have him sitting at the back computer, typing away while Alfred is bringing him something to eat, no problem. If you wanted him to perch on top of a gargoyle, he can do that, no problem either. He can watch over your city, like the Protector or Dark Knight. Here he is in his lab in the cave, doing some research, and even taking out some punks in Gotham City. Now let's check him out, compared with some other action figures, starting off with some other Mezco figures. So one of the first things I wanted to do when I got this figure was put these three figures together. This is Mezco's trilogy of different Batman eras. We've got the Ascending Knight Batman, the youngest Batman on the left, then the Sovereign Knight Batman, middle-aged Batman in the middle, and this Supreme Knight Batman on the far right, being an older, seasoned Batman. Here he is, next to all the different Ascending Knight Batman variants Mezco has made. Then, next to all the different Sovereign Knight Batman figures Mezco has made. And I'm telling you, if you put this older, unmasked Bruce Wayne head on this Sovereign Knight Onyx Batman, really makes me think of an older Michael Keaton. Now that Michael Keaton isn't talks to come back as Batman, definitely the first place my mind goes to when seeing something like this. Here he is, next to all the different DC Cinematic Universe Batman figures that Mezco has made. Here he is with all the different Dark Knight Returns Mezco Batman figures that I have. There are a couple I don't have, but I've gotten all of the even remotely obtainable ones. Here he is in front of my entire Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figure collection. And here's a little bit more of an aerial view of the Mezco collection. You can see a little better this way. My entire collection is pretty much Batman related. The only ones that are not would be Superman from Batman vs. Superman, Diabolic, and the Pink Skull Chaos Club, although I use them all in my Gotham City action figure world. The only one that I missed that I'm really bitter about is the Deluxe Joker. I'm still on the wait list, but I'm not ever going to believe to actually get it. Now let's check him out, compared with action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know what lines you can mix him with. We'll start our comparisons with the larger lines and work our way smaller, and we'll also include Batman figures with as many comparisons as we can. Here he is with some DST or Diamond Select toys. And here he is next to some McFarlane Batman figures. Then with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles Batman figures. And here he is with some NECA Batman figures. Then with some Mattel wrestling figures. And here with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Batman figures. And here he is with some Mafex Batman figures. Then with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is next to some SH Figure Arts Batman figures. Then with some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, I would say this is a very nice Batman figure. His sculpt is nice. His suit looks a little bit rubbery, and at first glance it looks kind of bland. If you do get it up close, it does have texture on it. Texture at the bottom, a little bland in the torso area, mixture of texture and knot on the arms. But when looking from far away, it just kind of looks rubbery and a little bit cheap. His paint job is excellent. His articulation is pretty good. Wouldn't mind some double jointed elbows or a swivel at the top of the elbow if we're not going to get that. So overall, if I were to rate this guy, I'd give him a 7.5 out of 10. The only thing I think holding him back is the suit just looks a little bland from far away. I'm not sure if they quite captured the way they wanted to. But I would definitely recommend this figure. He is great, an older grizzled Batman, Dark Knight Returns style. I like it a lot. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.